the old world's record. Those highlights courtesy of CBC. Now let's go to the ice surface for tonight's opening ceremonies.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coliseum as Labatt Breweries and Hockey Canada proudly present this 1987 Labatt Canada Cup. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Bienvenue au Coliseum. Et c'est avec fierté que la brasserie Labatt et Hockey Canada vous présente la Coupe Canada Labatt 1987 et le match de ce soir entre l'équipe de la Finlande et l'équipe Canada. Tonight's game between the team from Finland and Team Canada. Here are the officials for tonight's game. Voici les officiels pour le match de ce soir. The referee, Mr. Vladimir Schubert from Czechoslovakia. Les juges de ligne, the linesman from Canada, Mr. John Amiko. And from Sweden, Mr. Svend-Olaf Lundstrom. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the lineups for tonight's game. First, the lineup for Team Finland. Goaltender, number 19, le numéro 19, Jarmo Julos. En défense, à la défense, number 3, numéro 3, Timo Blomqvist. Number 6, numéro 6, Jari Gronstrand. Number 7, numéro 7, Timo Utila. Number 23, numéro 23, Hannu Virta. Forwards, les avants, le numéro 12, number 12, Markku Kulinen. Number 14, numéro 14, Jukka Seppo. Number 15, numéro 15, Jari Järvi. Number 18, numéro 18, Raimo Elminen. Number 21, numéro 21, Christian Ruttu. Number 22, numéro 22, Jan Ojanen. Numéro 24, number 24, Mekko Makala. Number 25, numéro 25, Raimo Sumanen. Number 26, numéro 26, Petri Skriko. The head coach, l'instructeur-chef, Reino Korpi. The assistant coaches, les assistants instructeurs, Juhani Taminen. Et maintenant, l'alignement débutant pour le match de ce soir. And now the starting lineups for Team Finland. In goal, number 1, dans les buts, le numéro 1, Kari Takko. À la défense, en défense, number 8, numéro 8, Ville Siren. Number 29, numéro 29, Reijo Rutsalainen. At center, au centre, le numéro 20, number 20, Matti Agman. Left wing, à l'aile gauche, number 10, numéro 6, Essa Tikkanen. Right wing, à l'aile droite, number 17, numéro 17, Jari Kuri. And now, the lineup for Team Canada. Et maintenant, l'équipe Canada. Number 30, le numéro 30, Kelly Rudy. Number 4, numéro 4, Craig Artsberg. Number 7, numéro 7, Raymond Burk. Number 8, numéro 8, Larry Murphy. Number 10, numéro 10, Dale Haverchak. Number 11, numéro 11, Mark Messie. Number 12, numéro 12, Mike Gardner. Number 14, numéro 14, Kevin Daimin. Number 16, numéro 16, Michel Goulet. Number 21, numéro 21, Brent Sutter. Number 28, numéro 28, Doug Gilmore. Number 32, numéro 32, Claude Lemieux. Number 66, numéro 66, Mario Lemieux. Number 77, numéro 77, Paul Coffey. And now the starting lineup for Team Canada. L'alignement débutant d'équipe Canada. In goals, dans les filets, number 31, numéro 31, Grэнт Fюr. En défense, à la défense, number 5, numéro 5, Normand Rochefort. Number 6, numéro 6, James Patrick. On right wing, à l'aile droite, le numéro 22, number 22, Rik Tokket. On left wing, à l'aile gauche, number 26, numéro 26, Brian Propp. Au centre, at center, numéro 99, number 99, Wayne Gretzky. The head coach, l'entraîneur-chef, Mr. Mike Keenan. The assistant coaches, Monsieur Jean Perron, Mr. John Muckler, and Mr. Tom Watt. Ladies and gentlemen, as it is the custom in international hockey, the two captains, Jukka Seppo and Wayne Gretzky, will now exchange gifts on behalf of their team. Comme c'est la coutume, dans le hockey international, les deux capitaines vont maintenant s'échanger au nom des deux équipes des cadeaux traditionnels. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the members of the official party for the ceremonial face-off. Maintenant, mesdames et messieurs, permettez-nous de vous présenter les personnes qui feront la mise au jeu officielle du match. Canadian Tire is a proud supporter of sports for people of all ages and communities across Canada. From the Canadian Amateur Hockey Association to the Calgary 1988 Winter Olympic Games. Representing the grassroots of hockey, from York Mills Minor Hockey, Brett Hayhurst. Representing Canada's Olympic ski jump team, Ors Bulaw. Representing Canadian Tire is dealer Mr. Grant Ahers. Representing the sponsor of the Labatt Canada Cup is Mr. Jim Steele, Labatt's Ontario Breweries. Would the captain please come to center ice for the face-off? Ladies and gentlemen, would you please now rise for the singing of the national anthems of Finland and Canada. Mesdames et messieurs, voulez-vous s'il vous plaît vous lever pour les hymnes nationaux de la Finlande et du Canada? And these anthems will be sung by Mr. Michael Burgess.
Hey, campa quin cotimata pohjoinen ma Coliseum ei laksua ei kukkula ei vettä rantaa rakkampaa kuin kotimaata pohjoinen maa Coliseum. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command, cardum brasse porte le il se porte la croix, ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
Two teams seeking their first victory. Welcome back to the Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario. Kerry Taco, the Minnesota North Star goaltender, will be facing these Canadian shooters. We know they can shoot. What Mike Keenan wants to know if they can play better defense.
Well, they've made some changes. Ron Hextall, who was the backup goaltender in Game 1 of the series, is going to sit this one out. The backup goaltender will be Kelly Rudy behind Grant Fюр. Doug Crossman not playing. Glenn Anderson still out with that knee injury. And James Patrick is in the lineup right now, facing Kerry Taco. Minnesota North Stars. He's played 2 years in the National Hockey League. A fine young goaltender. A draft choice back in 1984, but actually that was the second team that drafted him. The Quebec Nordiques had originally drafted him in 1981, but did not sign him.
No surprise that Grant Fюr is right back in goal. He gave up 4 goals against Czechoslovakia, but he was superb.
He was the player of the game against Czechoslovakia. As a matter of fact, both goaltenders were the players of the game. The two scratches for Finland, Teppo Numminen and Jouko Navanmaa. And play is underway. Here's Dan Kelly.
That's Siren. Canada stealing it. Brian Propp all alone in front of the net, but he had his shot blocked, and Finland break out into center ice. Jari Kurri lost it. Rosborg getting it into center ice, and here's Gretzky. Gretzky shooting wide by about 2 feet. Now at the point, James Patrick shot right on, kicked out by Taco, and Kurri, number 17, circles and fires it around on the boards for Tikkanen. Patrick pinching in, gives it to Gretzky. In front to Propp, tipped that by Rosborg, saved by Taco, and then Gretzky is knocked out of the way by Ruotsalainen, and it's cleared down the ice by Finland with James Patrick back to get it, number 6. Patrick in his debut in the Canada Cup this year from the New York Rangers, a native of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Well, James Patrick has played a lot of international hockey for a young player, 38 games. And when you talk about international hockey, and by the way, Tokket and Kurri had it going there, and Tokket threw a butt end at Kurri after the play was over. They had got into a little bit of a holding match down near the face-off circle deep in the Finnish zone, and that led to a little bit of a scrum over near the benches. Here is the chance in front of the net. A couple of good chances, as a matter of fact, as Tokket, number 22, had it loose in front. Now, right there, Gretzky was about to be wrestled to the ice and forced to face off down in the Finnish zone.
Canada with a line of Doug Gilmour, Mike Gartner, and Michel Goulet. Bork and Hartsburg on defense. Face-off won by Canada. Here is Bork shooting at a stick save by Taco. And Finland takes over with Udela clearing it into center ice. Now that's Gartner taking a whack at it, but Udela knocks it back into the Canadian end of the rink, and Bork is on the puck. Headmanning to Goulet. Goulet with Gilmour and Gartner. Gives it to Gilmour to Gartner. He's upended on the play, and we'll get a penalty right there. Petri Skriko hustling back, upending Gartner in front of the net. And Skriko from the Vancouver Canucks, of course, will go to the penalty box, the game's first penalty. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Remember the miracle I told you about? Well, my wife and I, we go to Leon's, right? Take one step inside. She turns to me and says, Nicky, I'm in heaven. She had me picking up this, moving that. Finally, I said to her, what am I, Superman? Tell him to deliver it. So listen, it's ending soon. Leon's no money miracle. It's an amazing deal. You pay no money down, no interest, make no payment till 1988. No kidding. Thank you.
Petri Skriko of the Vancouver Canucks is in for a hooking at the 1:11 mark of the period. Hauled down Mike Gartner, and Gartner is at great speed forced a penalty right there, so Canada goes on the power play.
And here's Larry Murphy feeding it over to Gretzky. Back to Murphy, shot right on. Taco kicks that out. Big rebound, and Coffey couldn't hold it in, but Mario Lemieux tried. And now Ruotsalainen, number 29, clears it ahead. Matty Hagman pokes it in, but this is Murphy back to get it. Murphy from the Washington Capitals, giving it to Paul Coffey, firing it for Gretzky. Off the mark, Taco out to play it. Into the corner, it's Messье trying to dig it loose. Into the other corner to Gretzky, centered. Pass behind Messьe. Murphy now behind the net to Gretzky. Gretzky centers to Messьe, tipped away. Gretzky again tried to center, but knocked away by Siren. Siren then whacks it over onto the other side, and Ruotsalainen breaks out. Number 29, Ruotsalainen checked, and here's Coffey. He lost it. And Matty Hagman now fires it in for Finland with Coffey back to get it. 52 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Coffey on the fly. Coffey trying to center, does. Ruutu knocked it away. Now Canada get possession again. Dale Hawerchuk, number 10, back on the point. Hartsburg shot blocked, and Ruutu, number 21, shoots it away for Finland. 32 seconds left in the penalty. Hartsburg being forechecked very hard by Makela. But now Canada comes out the other side, and here's Bork. Ray Bork from the Boston Bruins, firing it in for Canada. Hawerchuk in to get it, centers. Makela fanned on it as he went to clear it, but then Finland get another chance, and here they come. Into center ice, long shot right on by Järvi, and Fюr had to make the save. Now just 7 seconds left in Finland's penalty. Here's Hawerchuk. Hawerchuk with Propp, shoots, he scores! Hawerchuk! Canada takes the lead 1-0.
Hawerchuk was let alone long enough to get onto his forehand as he was coming towards the net on his off wing. Now watch this as he seemed to back away from him, and then all of a sudden as the defenseman turned the wrong way, Hawerchuk went to his forehand and put it in.
I think they were worrying too much about Propp in the slot, Ron.
I think so too, and the defenseman there will get a third angle look at it, and the defenseman there, Grundstrand, just flat turned the wrong way, playing without a stick.
So 1-0 for Canada on a goal by Winnipeg Jet. Great player, Dale Hawerchuk. Here's Canada dumping it in, racing in after it, Messье. Mark Messьe, number 11. Messьe back on the point to Rochefort. Shot right on, deflected, whacked at by Sutter, but then cleared away. And coming up with it is Hellman and couldn't get it out. Here's Brent Sutter. Sutter to Messьe. Over on the other wing to Claude Lemieux. Behind the net to Messьe, back to Lemieux. Now battling on the boards is Suominen for Finland, number 25. Held in by Sutter. Lemieux can't get to it. And Finland now carry out. Here's Timo Blomqvist. Feeding it ahead to Suominen. He's poke checked by Rochefort. Rochefort and Järvi into the corner. Comes loose to Lemieux. And Claude Lemieux flips to center. Ruotsalainen has it there. Ruotsalainen, long shot. Fюr sets it up for James Patrick. Patrick beats the first man, gives it to Rochefort. Now to Propp. Firing for Gretzky. Taco cuts it off and drops it back for number 14, Jukka Seppo. And then Finland comes to center. Kulinen can't get anywhere, and Ruotsalainen has to go back in his own zone. Gretzky into forecheck. Over to Seppo. Now Propp held it in. Loose puck taken by Gretzky. Has Propp open. Gives it to him. Taco, big save. Rebound to Murphy. That's blocked at the defense. Coffey center. Deflected. Loose puck still. They knock it in their own net. A Finnish defenseman knocked it in his own net, and it's quickly 2-0 Canada.
Well, there was enough action in that goal mouth area that there may have been some goaltender interference. Let's take a look at it now. As the shot came in, it wound up going behind Taco. Now, he is leveled by Tokket right there, and the puck just slipped into the net. Now, the question is, how did Tokket hit the goaltender? Did he do it himself, or was he run in there? He was run in there. So the referee, Vladimir Šubert, seeing it all the way, sees it as a legitimate goal, and I think rightly so. Tough break for Finland, but they put it in their own net right there, and a big pile up in front of the net.
Rik Tokket gets the goal. It's 2-0 Canada. Now Gilmore couldn't get anywhere, and Matti Häggman, the veteran from Finland, fires it in. Back is Fюr to flip it on the boards. Goulet dropping it back for Ray Bork. Now over to Mike Gartner. Gartner losing it, gets it back again. And Gartner now tries to carry up, gives it to Goulet. Berta at center ice knocked it down, and then Gartner knocked him for a loop. Häggman to Curry. Back to Matti Häggman. Trying to center one, does. Nobody there, and here's Gartner into center ice to Goulet, but the pass was tipped. Goulet catches up with it, fires it in, and going back to get it is Jutila, number 7. He's flattened on a check. Now Goulet trying to center it to Gartner, who had made the hit on the Finnish player. They collide again. Now Gilmore over to Goulet. Centering one. Nobody in the slot. Here's Rochefort at the point. Stick save by Taco. And in Finland under pressure, Jutila cleared it into center ice. Claude Lemieux dropping it back, and here is Patrick to Gilmore. Doug Gilmore centering one, but Ronstrand intercepts and clears it away for Finland. Going back is Patrick. 2-0 Canada. We have not played through 7 minutes of this game yet. Now Mikko Makala dropping it back at his defense, and here's Timo Blomqvist flipping it in for Finland. Patrick back on the puck. Intercepting it there is Ruutu. Got it behind the net, but big Mario Lemieux takes over for Canada, and away they come. Claude Lemieux trying to set up Haverchak, but it was tipped away. And Blomqvist has it for Finland. Shoots it to center, and that's called back on a 2-line offside. 2-0 in favor of Canada. There's Rik Tokket, who got Canada's second goal from Gretzky and Coffey at 4:50 here in the first period. The earlier goal, Haverchak unassisted at 3:12. It was not a power play goal. The penalized player, Skriko, had been back on the ice for 1 second. 2-0 Canada over Finland. Here's Craig Hartsburg shooting it in. Kerry Taco sets it up. Ronstrand back to the net, working it to Timo Blomqvist. Now to Mikko Makala. He's forechecked, but now Blomqvist carries to center, number 3. Blomqvist dropping it back. Skriko's shot turned aside by Fюr. And coming up with it and firing it out is Bork. Mark Messье takes a hit from Makala, but dropped it back to Bork. He's checked. Ruutu trying to center it, but it's taken over by Canada, and back they come with Kevin Dineen, number 14. Dineen into the corner with Ronstrand, center. Sutter gets it in front. Messье banned on it. And then play is called, and back of the play, Makala is going to get a penalty, and it may be a misconduct penalty from the reaction of the referee. 2-0 in favor of Canada. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Makala of the New York Islanders. Now let's take a look at the right of our picture there. Makala went down. I think that then proceeded to get some words directed in the area of Vladimir Šubrt, the Czechoslovak referee, who in turn reacted by giving Makala a 10-minute misconduct.
So no man advantage for Canada, but Finland will be minus Makula for 10 minutes. Here's Proppp giving it to Gretzky. That's intercepted. And Helminen carries out for Finland, number 18. Raimo Helminen, stick handling in, right in. And then he was checked at the last second and shot wide. Back of the goal is Suominen, number 25. Now he gets help on the play from Järvi, but he couldn't hold it in. And Canada's Tokket gives it to Proppp, flipping it in for Gretzky. Gretzky beaten to the puck this time by Helminen, who tried to clear it out. Held in by Team Canada at the point was Murphy behind the net. Brian Proppp gives it to Gretzky. Gretzky shot tipped at by Tokket, and then it went wide. Now Proppp on the boards, gets squeezed in there by Siren. Toppy at the point, holding it in to Gretzky. Centered, and two Finnish players bump into each other but clear it. Gretzky takes over and drops it back to his own line. Here's Murphy to copy, and he just flips it in with number 8, Siren, back after it. Finland behind early in this game, and now Suominen almost loses it. Gilmore fanned on it, and then it's cleared out of there by Finland with Grandt Fюr out to play it back up into the neutral ice area. Kulinen had it for a moment. Now he's checked, and Copy flipped it back into center ice. Kulinen battling on the boards. It's cleared away by Copy, and back comes Jutila, number 7. Drop pass over, now centered, and a stick save on Kulinen by Grandt Fюr from the edge of the crease. That's Patrick tying up a Finnish player back of the net. They continue to battle, and Paul Copy takes over control of the puck. His pass tipped into center ice by Gartner. Now Gartner getting the puck again. Ahead to Michel Goulet. Goulet back to Gartner. Gartner moves in. Tried to center. Diving save on the play made by Blomqvist. Now it is centered. Comes to the point, and play had been called. Shot was blasted wide by Hartsburg, and we had it offside on the play. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Play just underway. Canada leading 2-0 here midway through the first period. Canada's Hawerchuk trying to center, but picking it off is Esa Tikkanen, number 10. Tikkanen out there on the line with Hagman and Jari Kurri. They clear it in, and back after it is Bork for Canada. Off the boards to Mario Lemieux. Missed him. Blomqvist tussling back, and now Taco shoots it around on the boards. Claude Lemieux centers to Mario Lemieux. That's picked off, and here's Matty Hagman. Into center ice to Blomqvist. Then cleared in. Tikkanen couldn't get it, and Canada shoot it back into center ice. Finland behind 2-0. They've had trouble scoring goals. Had only one goal in their 4-1 loss to the United States, and they're behind here early. Here's Messia to Mario Lemieux. He's checked by Strico. Mario breaks loose, however. Lemieux centers. Here's Denis, now centered again, but cleared by Ruotsalainen. And Murphy has to hustle back for Canada. Over to Paul Coffey, number 77. Coffey up the middle to Sutter. Messia had jumped in ahead of the play offside, however, at Team Finland's blue line.
Well, there's Mark Messie. Messie, of course, of the Edmonton Oilers, who's seen a variety of roles from center ice to the wing position as this tournament is slowly unfolding. Had a terrific year last year, 107 points total. Always wonder how a player as great as he has turned out to be could go 48th overall in the NHL draft. In fact, this was the way it went for Edmonton. They were drafting players and doing very, very well in that area. He's had now 3 times a 100-point season in his first All-Star twice.
Finland, Siren trying to bank it off the boards down the ice. He does, and Fюr comes out and fires it up to Brent Sutter. And now back behind the play, we're going to get some kind of a penalty called here.
Don't know who it's on, but it's a holding penalty. Schubert signaled what it was. Now he's changed that to a hooking penalty as he came to the bench, and Rushmore is in the penalty box on the hooking.
So Finland will have a power play opportunity. This program is protected by copyright. Any use of this telecast without permission is prohibited.
A chance to take a look at the penalty. Rushmore at 11:03 in for hooking. First power play advantage for Finland as he hauled his man down going for the net. Team Canada does not look sharp. They're ahead 2-0, but the Finns, who got off to a terribly shaky start, the first 5 minutes were played in their end, are beginning to tilt the ice a little bit the other way now. Now they get the power play.
And their big line of Hagman, Curry, and Tikkanen out there. Jutila is 1-point man, and the other is Ruotsalainen. Puck is cleared away by Brent Sutter. Sutter out to kill off the penalty with Messье. Murphy is back on defense with Bork. Finland with a chance here on the power play. They have not shown very much offense. Ruotsalainen to Jutila. Now to Hagman. Now to Curry. And Harry Curry gets it into the zone. Murphy there to clear it. Centered again, and Ray Bork fires it up, and it goes right into the Team Canada bench. As everybody ducking, including assistant coach Jean Perron of the Montreal Canadiens.
Raymond Bork, the defending Norris Trophy winner. He won it last year, of course. Had a great year, 95 points this past season. He is an anchor back there on the defense. They talk about the defense as being a weak part of the Team Canada lineup. A question mark. I don't consider it weak, certainly, with the type of player they've got, but they may not have the balance that many people think they should have. They are going to have to adjust quite a bit to maintain the kind of balance that they're going to need. That means putting offensive players coming back to help out defensive players.
A very offensive defense for Team Canada in the '87 Canada Cup.
Exactly.
That puck was tipped up over the boards at Team Canada's bench. A minute 15 left in the penalty to Rochefort, as you see Gardner going to the bench.
Mike Gardner's got so much experience in Canada Cup play. He was in the camp in 1981. He and Steve Shutt were the final cuts in the 1981 camp. And then he played the '84 Cup, and this one is second Canada Cup now.
Here's Bork with Canada still shorthanded, trying to clear it out of there. Held in by Finland, centered, and Skriko was open but deflected it wide. And then Brent Sutter fires it by the point man Siren into center ice. Here's Bork with Messье. Messьe couldn't get it as the pass was broken up by number 23 Hanno Berta, the ex-Buffalo Sabre. Here's Skriko, had the chance earlier. 45 seconds left in Canada's penalty. Skriko taken out by Bork, and Murphy fires it down the ice. Berta, number 23 for Finland. Leaving it there and picking it up on the fly is Granstrand. And as he carried in, actually it was Siren, and the play went offside at Canada's blue line with 29 seconds left in Rochefort's penalty.
Well, Petri Skriko, the Vancouver Canucks, just had a great chance in front. There's Billy Siren. He started out his career in the NHL with Hartford, went over to the Pittsburgh Penguins in a deal for Pat Boutet, a very serviceable forward who helped the Hartford Whalers over a short haul, but they think that Siren is going to be a very valuable member of the Penguins in years to come. He's had problems with injuries, but they can get a full season out of him. He'll be useful. He's a pretty good defenseman.
Greg Hartsburg dumping it in. Granstrand back to get it. Number 6 being forechecked hard by Gartner. Gartner's played very aggressively. Here is number 25, Raimo Suominen, working it now to Timo Blomqvist, number 3. Into center ice, picked up there by Helminen. Raimo Helminen fires it in. Fure out of the net to clear it. Gilmore able to chip it by the point man. And Rochefort is back on. Canada's killed off the penalty. Seppo, number 14, dropping it back, and it's taken by Suominen around to Timo Blomqvist. Blomqvist almost lost it to Gretzky. Now to Seppo. He leaves it for Helminen. Now to Suominen on left wing. Suominen tied up by Murphy, who made a good play and cleared it away. Blomqvist back to get it. Shot it to center. Now Canada Propp carries in, but Gretzky was already in the zone offside. This is the Labatt.
Canada 2, Finland nothing. We're well into the first period now. 13:29 gone.
Finland on the attack, but unable to penetrate the Canadian zone. Now they do. Järvi, number 16, just firing it into the corner. And back is Paul Coffey to Gretzky, who tipped it by Ruotsalainen, who goes back to get it now for Finland. Ruotsalainen, who was with Edmonton last year, cleared it to center. And now we're going to get a charging penalty called on Team Canada here. And it's going to be against Rik Tokket, the Philadelphia Flyers aggressive forward.
Well, there's no doubt of Tocket's involvement in this game. He scored his second goal of the tournament. And now he's off on a charging penalty. Here it comes, and I don't think there's much doubt about that. Boarding, charging, whatever you wish. He has gone for the 2.
At 13 minutes 51 seconds.
So Finland now with back-to-back power plays. They really had only one good scoring chance during their previous manpower advantage. But now they'll go on the manpower advantage again because of the penalty to Rik Tokket. Canada work it to center ice to Dale. Haverchak steps around one man. Fires one. That's up high off the glass. Digging in is Sutter. Sutter tied up in the play, and now breaking out is Hagman. Moving it to Ruotsalainen. Now back for Matty Hagman. Hagman leaving it for Tikkanen, but Brent Sutter cleared it away. And Ruotsalainen is there. Passing it off for Jutila, number 7, now to Curry, to Ruotsalainen. Play would have been offside, so they just left it there, and Haverchak clears it away. Not much pressure from Finland with the man advantage run.
They've had a terrible offense all the way really from the time they left Finland. They've only scored 3 goals in their last 4 games, including, of course, just the one in the opening game of the tournament.
Here's Jutila with a shot. That goes off a stick up into the crowd. Let's go quickly here to Brad Park.
Canada's not doing that much either right now, and you can develop a little bit of concern when you see a team start to sit back on a lead. And this team, don't forget, Finland has got a lot of players that know how to play this game.
Here's one of them here, Christian Ruutu shooting, and he fired it wide. Picked up now by Dainin, and Kevin Dainin fired it into center ice. 51 seconds left in Canada's penalty. Moving in is Ruutu. Ruutu trying to center it for Järvi. Puck knocked away. Hartsburg couldn't get it out of the zone, however. Now Hartsburg knocked it back of the net, but Ruutu is there to intercept. Christian Ruutu battling with Hartsburg. Hartsburg knocks it into the other corner. Järvi, number 15, drops it back. Messье picking it up. And Mark Messье, with that great strength of his, got it to the line, but not out. Bertha shoots. Fюr the save, and the rebound taken by Burke. And he feeds it to Messье, who has Dainin with him. 2-on-2 break. Messьe trying to feed Dainin back to Messьe, but Järvi intercepts number 15. 7 seconds left in the Canadian penalty to Tokket. In center ice is Helminen firing it in. Murphy back to get it. Shot it on the boards to Propp. Held in, and a drive from the point by Granstrand. Turned aside by Fюr. Canada back at full strength. Here's Propp to Tokket, who is just out of the penalty box, and the play is offside at Team Finland's blue line. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Wayne Gretzky back in the part of the country he hails from, nearby Brantford, Ontario. Sure he has a lot of family here tonight.
Like to see his ticket list, huh?
Here's a lead pass to Suominen, broken up by Murphy. Murphy then firing it out, and here's Mario Lemieux, but they whistle it down because of a hand pass.
Well, there's the head coach of the Finnish national team. Took over the team 2 years ago after coaching the Finnish champions Tampere, Finland. Rauno Korpi is his name. Last year they won the league championship, the best of 7 final, 4-1 against the regular season champions there. He's a great Fred Shero fan, Dan. Fred Shero, who's been working as a broadcaster with the New Jersey Devils in recent years, has gone to Holland to become a head coach over there with Tilburg.
Here's Michel Goulet breaking it on left wing, shoots, and he's fired wide. Taco may have had a piece of it. Blomqvist trying to clear it, can't. Center, drive by Patrick. Another shot by Patrick. Taco a save, and then it's cleared out by Finland, and Suominen comes to center ice. Suominen trying to work around Rochefort, and then did center it, but Fюr is there to clear it to Claude Lemieux. Lemieux gets upended. Here's Jari Kurri centered, deflected, and Suominen put it up high on the deflection, and it was off the target. Good chance, though, by Finland. Here's Lemieux being checked at the Finnish blue line. Now Jari Kurri ahead to Suominen. Suominen, number 25, trying to get it to Kurri. Checked by Rochefort, and back is Claude Lemieux with Goulet, and now Gretzky. Lemieux gives it to Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky centered. Goulet whacked at it. Gretzky has it again, centering it. Cleared away by Siren, and Jari Kurri comes to center ice for Finland. Dumps it in. Canada back to get it. That's Tokket taking it off the boards to Coffey. Coffey with Gretzky. Moving in. Coffey trying to break through, but Jutila, number 7, checked him and feeds it into center ice. Gretzky to Proppp to Tokket, offside, says the linesman John D'Amico at the Finnish blue line. This Team Finland blue line. Gretzky, Proppp, and Tokket, the forward line. Again for Canada, and Canada controlling from the face-off with Coffey giving it to Larry Murphy. Murphy trying to fire it in. Udela, number 7, back after it. Udela handing it to Berta. Berta into center ice to Ojanen. Now over onto the other wing, but a pile-up there as Kulinen falls along with one of the Team Canada players, and we get a stoppage and a face-off coming up in Team Canada zone. 1:56 left in the first period.
Well, I think that is Jari Grundstrand. No, it isn't. It's Suminen, I think, down on the bench. But Grundstrand took a shot in the face about 5 minutes ago, and it looked like he was really seriously hurt, but he seems to be back in the action. Raimo Suminen, of course, set the Finnish goal-scoring record. 1982-83 season with 45 goals. Drafted by Edmonton, traded to Vancouver for Mo LeMay in this last season. But another one of those players, you just can't understand these Finnish teams, Dan. They have so many great players, great individuals, but they make bad teams for some reason.
Here's a flip pass down into Finland's end of the rink. Grundstrand being forechecked by Doug Gilmour. Gilmour getting some help now back of the net as they try and work it in front, but it's cleared away by Finland. Now Gartner back of the goal, and it's cleared by Blomqvist over to number 6, Grundstrand, and they work it into center ice. Hagman had it. Hagman out there on the big line with Curry and Tikkanen for Finland. Here's a lead pass to Tikkanen, and his NHL teammate Grantt Fюr came out and knocked it away into center ice. Now Ruotsalainen into center ice. Hagman to Tikkanen, tipped in, and going back to get it, Craig Hartsburg with 1 minute left in the first period. 2-0 Canada. Now Mikko Makela couldn't hold it in, and Dainim breaks out for Canada. To Brent Sutter. Sutter is checked on a fine play defensively by Grundstrand. And now back comes Petri Skriko. Skriko, number 26, taken out by Dainim. And Canada come up with the puck, and Rochefort feeding it up the middle for Sutter to Messье. Back to Sutter. Sutter taken out by Ruotsalainen, and Skriko has it for Finland. Over now to number 21, Ruutu. Christian Ruutu shot. Fюr knocks it away. Patrick back of the net, trying to freeze it there. Now knocks it over along the boards to Messье with 17 seconds left in the period. Mark Messьe feeding one to Sutter, back to Messьe, but Ruutu was back checking and breaks it up. Ruutu trying to clear it. Got it outside the line. Paul Coffey takes a look at the clock and just drops it back to his own blue line, and that's the final play of the first period. Canada with a 2-0 lead as Kerry Taco gave up 2 to Team Canada in the opening 20 minutes.
I'd like to, we don't have a shots on goal clock for the last half of that period. They don't have one here in the Cops Coliseum, but I would have to think that it looks a lot better. The shots on goal, 21-12 Canada, but the shots probably through the final 10 minutes of the period were fairly even. But Finland still can't put it in the net. They've got that problem, and it's a problem I guess they're going to be facing throughout this tournament.
Dale Hawerchuk and Rik Tokket did put it in the net for Canada. Canada leads after one period, 2-0. Stay with us for our intermission. This is the Labatt Canada period, our Toyota scoring summary, brought to you by Toyota, makers of the mid-edge and MR2 sports car. Who could ask for anything more? Hawerchuk at .312, and then Tokket at .450 for Canada. Canada outplaying Finland as the shots on goal indicate, 21-12 in the first period.
Well, there's Grantt Fюr, who has not given up a goal in this hockey game. I mean, Kerry Taco at the other end, of course, has been very, very busy. He, of course, down 2-0. One of the fine young goaltenders from Finland, and, of course, the Minnesota North Stars. You know, we talk about hockey being our game. Hockey is recorded in Finland as being played as early as 1899 on Helsinki Harbor, and the Finnish Ice Hockey Federation was formed in 1929. They have had a proud history in their own country. As a matter of fact, Finnish hockey went over 1 million fans this year in their 10-team league for the first time. They play in some very small centers in that country. It's not a highly populated country. And an average of 4,500 a game they consider is very, very good. Well, look at, of course, the final words of encouragement. In the foreground there is Rauno Korpi, the coach of Finland's national team. Team doctor right behind him there.
They made a scoring change in Canada's first goal. Originally, it was announced as unassisted. Haverchak's goal. Now Proppp and Daining are given assists on Canada's first goal.
Well, on the first goal, yes, all right. The second goal, they took the assist away, and the reason for that, of course, is it was put into the net by a Finnish player, and therefore you just don't give assists on something like that, so they gave it to the closest guy, or the guy who touched the puck last for Canada, and that was Tokket. So the scoring changes are many so far in this game.
2-0, Canada leading. Here we go at the second period, and immediately Tokket clears it in. Gretzky tried to hold it into the blue line, but couldn't, and Hagman beats Jari Kurri. Kurri couldn't get around the defense. Rochefort clearing it out, and here's Siren. Over to Ruotsalainen, who flips a high one in. Taco back to get it, and controlling is James Patrick. To Gretzky, held in by Siren. Shot blocked by Rochefort. Now Tikkanen trying to center it. That's Hagman, but checked by Tokket. Tokket hustling after a loose puck. Trying to knock it over for Proppp, but it's broken up, and Hagman feeds Tikkanen. Puck hop over his stick. Norman Rochefort from the Quebec Nordiques back to Gretzky. Ahead to Tokket. Breaking in is Rick Tokket. Puck rolled off the stick, and Taco knocked it away. Bork holding it in. To Gretzky. Gretzky wheels in front. Backhander is blocked. And Mikko Makala, number 24, speeds back for Finland. Leaving it for Berta. In front to Tikkanen. Back in front. Makala shoots one, and Fюr flat on the ice robs Mikko Makala of the New York Islanders. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Well, Fюr on Makala, and I think that Makala was just a little unlucky with a rolling puck as the puck bounced in front of the net. Makala had a couple of good chances at it. There, the puck comes in front. Now watch this. It's bouncing around. It bounces out again, and he, well, rolled off the end of his stick right into Fюr. All he had to do was play lipsies a little bit, and he had himself a goal. Finland's coming on in this game, Dan. I'm not really pleased with the way Canada has been playing since about the 5-minute mark of the first period.
Doug Gilmour wins a face-off for Canada. Ray Bork trying to get it out of there. Got it into center ice. It is Gilmour on a forward line with Claude Lemieux and Mike Gartner. Gartner dropping it back and gets a return pass from Hartsburg, but he's checked by Ruutu. And it's dumped back in with Ray Bork back for Canada. Giving it to Hartsburg. Now to Gilmour. Number 28, Doug Gilmour from the St. Louis Blues to Gartner with a booming shot. That's up high. Now Bork at the point. His shot blocked, and it's cleared out of there by Team Finland with Hartsburg back to get it. Hartsburg from the Minnesota North Stars. Firing one up the middle, tipped by Gilmour, knocked away by Blomqvist. And back comes Järvi, number 15. Järvi poke-checked on the play nicely by Bork, and Sutter drops it back, and Ray Bork controls. To Messье to Sutter. Now to Messье. Messьe trying to center. Goulet had it hop over his stick. And Suominen then battles with Goulet. Goulet won the battle and held it in. But Suominen comes back and controls it. And then it's fired into center ice by Ronstrand. Canada dumping it right back in. Suominen dropping it to Blomqvist. Blomqvist into center ice. Picked up by Järvi, leaving it for Suominen. Checked from behind by Sutter. And then Sutter there to clear it back out for Canada. This is Gronstrand, number 6. Tried to flip it out. Murphy held it into Dainin. He shoots. He scores! Kevin Dainin, and it's 3-0 Canada.
That was a killer and a bad play right here. A complete giveaway by Gronstrand around the boards, and it was picked off at the point. Moving in from the blue line is Larry Murphy. And that's Dainin putting it in from a bad angle on the short side. Now, the Finns have been coming on. They've been looking much better, certainly in this period. A much crisper form of hockey being played. But then they have a mistake like that, and it killed them. 3-0, Canada. Dainin gets the goal, his first of the tournament.
Murphy set him up. Dainein is out on right wing with Mario Lemieux and Hawerchuk. Passes tipped into center ice, picked up by Lemieux. Lemieux, number 66, trying to center it, but Ruotsalainen is there to intercept. He feeds it over on right wing for Seppo, number 14. Rochefort takes him out, and here's Dainein, loses it. Hawerchuk there to cover up, and back comes Lemieux. Mario Lemieux trying to work around Blomqvist, now centering it. Dainein had it for a moment, tries to give it to Hawerchuk, but now number 22, Ojanen, breaks out and fires it into Canada's zone. Rochefort, number 5, back to pick it up. Canada breaking out of there as Murphy flips it to center. Now Tikkanen, a long bouncer handled by Fюr. And Rochefort has it again to Murphy. Larry Murphy, lead pass. Lemieux lets it go and goes to the bench on a line change. And that's going to be icing against Canada. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Your attention, please, on team.
The official scoring on Team Canada's third goal. Dainein, his first of the tournament, from Murphy at 2:49. Take a look at it again. Again, Gronstrand just blindly around the boards. And that's easily picked off by Murphy at the point. Nice slip pass into Dainein, who picked the short side on Kari Taco, who has not gotten over to cover the post quickly enough. And it's 3-0.
Here's Ruutu on a face-off, winning a draw, but Canada's there to clear it back into center ice. Jutila firing it over, and then it's just shot up the ice by Finland. Murphy going back to get it. Larry Murphy, number 8. Into center ice to Propp to Gretzky. Gretzky trying to drop it off, but comes off a skate. Coffey held it in, but now Finland break out of there, and here's Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen moving in, gives it to Jutila, back to Tikkanen. He's checked, and it's Tokket on a 3-on-2, but his pass to Gretzky picked off by Curry. Curry to Matty Hagman. Hagman centered, Proppp back checking, breaks it up, and cleared it into center ice. Here's Berta, number 23. Into Hagman. Hagman to Jutila. Jutila dropping it back. Tikkanen shot off Murphy and into the corner. Now Jutila centered it right through the crease. Knocked away by Fюr, and here's Proppp to Gretzky. With Tokket, one man back, leaves for Proppp. Taco the save. Gretzky the rebound. Shoots. And it's blocked at the defense. Taco got back in there in a hurry anyway. And then Finland fired down the ice. Frank Hartsburg back on the touch. And it's icing against Finland.
Well, there's Craig Hartsburg, and he has been a veteran performer in international plays. A total of 5 tournaments for Team Canada, starting back in 1979, as we also look down at Esa Tikkanen. And Tikkanen, the Oilers' 4th choice in 1983, as they say there. 34 goals last year with Edmonton. Curry, by the way, were on a free agent market, and I found out today that they were negotiating with a West German team. Actually, we're on the West German transfer list during the offseason, but now they've gone to arbitration, and they'll be rejoining the Edmonton Oilers. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Dan Matheson and Brad Park, Dan Kelly from the Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. Canada 3, Finland 0. We're early in the second period. Doug Gilmour on a faceoff. Winning another draw from Ruutu, and now Blomqvist gets it. And Finland start out of their own zone. Makela tied up by Claude Lemieux from behind. Blomqvist trying to carry it in. Just flips it in, and Bork goes back for Canada. Ray Bork off the boards, now to Gartner. Gartner to Claude Lemieux. Intercepted by Blomqvist and cleared up. Hartsburg has it, and then over on this side, tangle. And somebody, I believe, Doug Gilmour of Canada will get a penalty.
He dumped Ruutu right in the center right zone, and he knew it. He's headed straight for the penalty box. Schubert calling it. Here it is, right in the center right zone. As he just got the little jab in there, I guess, and Schubert spotted that. Might have got a little extra effort put in by Ruutu to get the attention of Schubert. That coming at the 5:37 mark.
Gilmour, one of the surprise players to make Team Canada this year, according to some of the experts, but Coach Mike Keenan says he didn't surprise me.
Well, not with over 100 points last year. I think he was 5th in the league in scoring. You saw him a lot last year, Dan, and I don't think he probably surprised you too much, too. And one thing, I talked to Kelly Rudy about him, who has seen him in practice all the way through, and he says the one thing you notice about him is how smart he is and how he can anticipate a play and make just the right play at the right time.
Keenan says he reads well, both offensively and defensively, and that's his key. Here's Udela on the Team Finland power play. They're behind 3-0. Udela number 7. Headmanning it comes to Tikkanen. Tikkanen back to Udela. Udela trying to set up Curry, but it's broken up, and Messье fires it out of there down the ice. Udela back to pick it up. To Hagman. Number 20 into Tikkanen, back to Hagman. Hagman, cross ice, intended for Ruotsalainen, but picked off by Dainin, and he fired it away. Dainin and Hawerchuk, the penalty killers. Hartsburg and Burk on defense. And now Canada change on the fly as Finland, led by Ruotsalainen. Into center ice to Skriko. Skriko tied up by Patrick. Skriko back to Curry. Back to Skriko. Hagman in the corner. To Skriko. Centered to Ruotsalainen. Glove save Fюr on a rocket by Ruotsalainen.
Well, we've seen that. Well, there's Grandt Fюr. And I'll tell you, the best scoring chances in this game since the 5-minute mark of the first period have come from Finland, but they can't put it in the net. Ruotsalainen with that good shot, he's always had it. They just gave him, as a matter of fact, a Swedish contract for 2 million kroner over 2 years. He's going to Sweden next year. There's Mike Keenan. I think he's wondering whether his team has just gone flat on him. They're leading 3-0, and it may be enough against this Finnish team. They just don't seem to be able to put it in the net.
Finland still in a power play. Siren at the point. Passing it in on the wing to Ruutu. Back to Siren. Fюr knocked that one down. Now Ruutu firing it around on the boards, and Makala has it. Mikko Makala to Ruutu. Ruutu into Makala, trying to center. Comes to the point. Berta moving in, tied up by Messье. In behind the net, Ruutu. Number 21 misses a check, carries out, shoots, he scores! Christian Ruutu with a great move from behind the net. And Finland cashes in on the power play.
That looked a little bit like a Wayne Gretzky goal as he came out from behind the net and faded a little bit, just enough to get himself, put some distance between himself and the defense. Ruutu working out, and now nobody is tackling him. So he just fires it. And into the net it goes, and it's 3-1. Another look at it from behind the net. Watch him now, he just fades out. Hartsburg's trying to pick up somebody else, and a clean shot just inside the far post. So Christian Ruutu has put Finland on the board. Ruutu, a Buffalo draft choice, and actually played for Belmont Hill High School in Boston at one time.
He's just scored Finland's first power play goal of this Canada Cup. Now a loose puck back of Finland's goal, and it's taken over by Blomqvist. Into center ice to Helminen, number 18. Raimo Helminen trying to go around Coffey, who rides him out. Now it's centered and intercepted by Canada. And Brian Propp comes back trying to feed Gretzky. He's upended, and Finland will get a penalty here. I believe Järvi will go to the penalty box for tripping Wayne Gretzky. That is the call.
Eero Järvi, man who tripped the great one. He's one of those hard-working players. This kid's a kind of a pepper pot type of player, and it's his hard work and hustle that does things. He was just doing a back-checking job there a little too enthusiastically, one would suspect. And down goes Gretzky, and in goes Järvi with the 2 minutes. That was a power play goal. Ruutu from Virta and Makala. And it's finally put, first of all, Finland on the board, but secondly, it's their first power play goal in 20 attempts over the last couple of games. Here it is again. And again, you see that little fade out to chase him was Burk. And I think he probably presented the screen that allowed that puck to get past Grandt Fюr.
Here's Canada's power play. Messье, Gretzky, and Lemieux up front. Hartsburg and Burk the point, or Hartsburg and Coffey the point men. Messьe knocking it back of the net. Taco out to clear it. And Matty Hagman clears one. Gretzky intercepts. Gretzky centered. Loose in front and cleared away by Hagman for Finland. Hagman, by the way, tonight playing in his 101st game on a Finnish national team. He's a veteran. Also played back in the 1976 Canada Cup. Shot in, Ruotsalainen clears it right back out. And Copy will have to chase back after it. Canada on a power play. Canada had one power play goal in the 4-4 tie against Czechoslovakia. They've failed to score tonight with the man advantage. Here's Hartsburg. Getting it into the corner, but broken up by Curry. 3-on-1 break for Finland. Curry with Berta and Hagman. Curry messed it up and then lost to Gretzky, but Berta followed up and got away a shot anyway. Back comes Mario Lemieux. Leaves for Gretzky. Gretzky centering one, and Murphy's shot is blocked. Now Canada back to Burke, a drive, and Taco took it against his chest and held it. 42 seconds left in Finland's penalty.
Finland's getting the chances, but they just seem to keep finding a way to mess it up. And it seemed like a rolling puck disturbed Curry on the play. Here's the chance here as Gretzky gets in, gives it to Burke. Just let it go. Ray Burke, the Boston Bruins. A defenseman with 95 points with the Boston Bruins. Does that sound familiar, Dan?
Only 26 years of age, and seems like he's been around forever, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Of course, when you break in at 18, it seems like you have been here for a while.
And be playing at 18 on a high-quality level. Former Calder Trophy winner, of course.
Here's Burke at the point, over to Murphy. Murphy centered, and one-timing it wide of the net was Dainein. Dainein tries again. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Hard-working Kevin Dainein. Back on the point. Comes back to Dainein. Back to Burke. Shoots one, blocked at the defense. Rebound to Hawerchuk, and his shot deflects off Blomqvist and goes up into the crowd.
There's Kevin Dainein as he started his international play back with the Olympic team. 1984. Never forget Dainein, of course, playing through that Olympic year with the bad shoulders. Then he came on and joined the Hartford Whalers after the tournament. Has become one of those players that every coach in the NHL loves to have. Gritty, grinder type player who's prepared to pay any kind of a price for his team.
Not only a pretty good grinder, but he's become a good goal scorer. 40 goals last year. Here's Hawerchuk trying to center. Jutila there to knock it away. And it's flipped out by Finland with just 5 seconds now left in the penalty. Burke back to get it. On the fly to Dainein. Dainein can't get it centered. Blomqvist takes him out. And then shot away. Held in by Murphy. Finland back at full strength. And then play is called as Gronstrand knocked it down with a hand pass. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. 10 seconds left in the second period. 3-1 Canada. Here's a new line combination for Team Canada. Sutter at center ice with Claude Lemieux and Gartner on the wings. Comes to Patrick at the right point. In behind to Brent Sutter. Now to Claude Lemieux. Lemieux in front. There's a drive by Gartner from close in, and he blasted it well wide. And Rochefort has to chase back into Canada's zone. Rochefort plays one intended for Brent Sutter. Hustling back is Gronstrand. Gronstrand loses. Here's Gartner. Shoot, shot it wide. On a steal or a giveaway, Gartner just shot wide. Here's Sutter trying to center. Taco made the save, and with Gartner standing on his doorstep, Gary Taco held onto it.
Well, Gronstrand's having a terrible period. He was the one that gave away the puck and the bad clearing that set up the Dainein goal, and here he just hands it to Mike Gartner. Literally handed it to him. He couldn't have got a better pass from his teammate. Look at the play and the chance, and Gary Taco had to go the other way to step that one aside. So Gronstrand not having the best of periods at all.
Couple of giveaways back-to-back by Finland.
The second time round on his way out was Jukka Seppo, and turned that around as well.
Taco will watch a face-off off to his right. Gretzky with Tokket and Propp. Gretzky wins the draw. Up Tikkanen. Trying to get it. Sheeran knocked it back to the net. Here's Propp giving it to Gretzky. Gretzky centered. Propp couldn't get it. And Tikkanen breaks out. Tikkanen over to Curry. Gary Curry in, but Tikkanen was just in ahead of the play and offside at the Team Canada blue line.
There's a guy who worked very, very hard to make this team, Brian Proppp, who's in his 4th international tournament now. Coming into this tournament, had 25 games of international experience. Of course, he's become a fixture with the Philadelphia Flyers at the age of 28 from Lanigan, Saskatchewan.
8:53 left in period 2. 3-1 Canada over Finland. Here's Siren. Now bouncing one in. Fюr there to grab it and clear it away. Hagman trying to hold it in. Knocked into center ice by Canada. And then Finland lose it, and here's Gretzky. To Proppp, blasting one high and wide. Ruotsalainen back to pick it up. Murphy held it in. Murphy to Gretzky, shooting, tackle the save. Rebound, Proppp band on it, and Curry breaks back with Hagman and Tikkanen. 3-on-2 break. Tikkanen shoots wide in the short side. Tokket now into center ice to Proppp to Gretzky. That's broken up. Tokket now picks up a loose puck. Breaking in with Proppp to Proppp, back to Tokket. Cleared by Berta and carried out by Udala, number 7. Timo Udala. Drop pass to Hagman, trying to center, but Burk breaks it up. Now Hagman center to Udala. Shoots one, blocked. Another shot. This one stopped by Fюr. Udala again. Back of the net. Brent Sutter there to feed it out for Gretzky. Gretzky for Canada. Gretzky stick handling beautifully. Flips it in. Sutter went in to get it, but now fired out by Finland, and here's Skriko. Skriko carries in, and Ruutu had gone in ahead of the play, they say, offside at Canada's blue line. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Well, when your 2 line mates are playing on the other side, you tend to do things like that. Blasted it away, but Gretzky has been wailing away when I think probably under normal circumstances he'd be making a play. He's just not familiar with his line mates yet, and that's part of the problem, of course, everybody in Team Canada is facing.
Here's the Team Canada line of Messье with Sutter and Claude Lemieux. Carrying out his Bloomquist. Up the middle for Ruutu. Christian Ruutu feeding it to Petri Skriko, who fires it in for Finland. Ruutu going in to get it. Sutter took him out. Brent Sutter and Skriko fight for it. And as is usual the case, a Sutter will win those battles, and Brent Sutter did. Here's Claude Lemieux. Lemieux breaking into Messье, right in, he shoots, he scores! Mark Messьe!
Our friend Gronstrand is caught again, and here comes the pass in front of the net. The deep man, the trailer on the play, was Mark Messьe as Lemieux sets it up. It's Burk who runs the interference in front, and there was just nothing the tackle could do on that play at all. Here it is again. Now watch Burk, number 7, go to the front of the net. And the trailer, the 3rd man on the play, Messьe. Nicely set up.
The subtitle of this period could be The Period I'd Like to Forget by Jari Gronstrand.
Yeah.
Here's Siren out there as Finland now trails 4-1. Finland trying to break it out. Haverchak held it in front to Dainim. He's checked. Now Goulet after a loose puck. Comes to Rochefort. Shot back of the net. Kevin Dainim trying to center one. Dainim continuing to battle. Now held in by Haverchak. His shot blocked by Ruotsalainen. Ruotsalainen for Finland. Into Helmanen with a long shot. Fюr handles that. Flips it out to Haverchak. He lets it go to Michel Goulet. Now it's centered to Dainim. And Helmanen is back for Finland. Ruotsalainen to Siren, number 8. Siren to Raimo Suominen, who tips it in. Rochefort over to take it away from him in the corner. Rochefort falls with Suominen, and we get a stoppage. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Last scoring play was Messьe from Sutter and Burk. 13:15 the time to make it 4-1 for Canada. Face-off coming up deep in Team Canada's end of the rink. Gretzky on the face-off. And then someone jumped into the circle. Olanen, number 22, is on the face-off against Gretzky. Gretzky wins it and Coffey controls. Nice pass up the middle, picked up there by Gartner. Knocked away from him. And now Udela coming up with a loose puck. Gartner back-checking, feeds Gretzky. Gretzky against Berta. Gretzky trying to make a play. Couldn't get it to Propp, and Finland clear it out of there. Murphy for Canada to Paul Coffey. Coffey's long pass eludes everyone, goes the length of the ice. Berta back to touch it, and that's icing against Canada. Canada, by the way, here in this second period seemed to have gone back to 3 lines, Ron, from the 4 lines they started the game with.
Well, there seemed to be a problem there with the team running a little flat. There's Hannu Virta. Hannu Virta is going to play in Finland again this year, but he's interested in returning to North America. Yeah, here's Dan Matheson down below.
Ron, I invite everyone to join us for our second intermission. We will talk live with Jari Kurri of the Finnish national team, also of the Edmonton Oilers, of course. Tom Watt of Canada's coaching staff joins us. Brad will have his highlights and analysis, and we'll have the Toyota scoring summary.
Okay, Dan, face-off coming up deep in Canada's end of the rink. Hagman against Messье. 5:09 left in the second period. Won by Finland. Blomqvist feeding it in. Now they drop it back, and Gronstrand couldn't get it or hold it in the zone, and they have to drop back. Now it's flipped in, but Bork is there for Canada. Over to Hartsburg. Hartsburg into center ice. And Hagman knocks it off the boards with Bork back to get it. Gives to Hartsburg, out to Sutter. Brent Sutter over to Bork, into the zone, but Messье was in ahead of the play. Offside at Team Finland's blue line.
There's Mark Messьe, the Edmonton Oilers, of course. Just to finish the thought on Hannu Virta, who, of course, is a Buffalo Sabre property and played pretty well for Buffalo as well, but he had to go back to Europe to complete his military duty, and in so doing had a kind of a year he'd like to forget. He has played very well the first half of the year, and then his game fell apart as he was trying to combine hockey and the military. So he's going back to Finland to play one more year, but says he would like to return to the NHL perhaps after this coming season.
Here's another giveaway. Goulet to Dainin. Dainin to Mario Lemieux. Shoots shot it wide. Oh, Lemieux was in all alone and just missed. Here's Dainin. In front to Lemieux. Back to Dainin. Backhander. Taco comes out. Stops Dainin. Dainin fail back up to battle and center it. Here's Lemieux. Shot it right through the crease. And breaking out is Striko. Over to Mikko Makala. Rochefort took him out of the play nicely. And now it's Patrick coming up with it, and then Fюr is knocked flying by one of the Finnish forwards, and then he's grabbed by Norman Rochefort.
Rochefort has just eliminated, I would think, the penalty that is about to be handed out. So there's a charging penalty certainly going out. We'll get a chance when we come back to take a look at it, but we'll take a break with the score 4-1 Canada.
This is the man who gets the penalty for Finland.
And there it is. They call that a charge. I'm a little doubtful of that. You're not allowed to touch a goaltender when he's outside the crease.
15:54 the time. Don't ask me. Ask Mr. Schubert.
And then the little wrestling match didn't help the matters too much.
I think all officials take into consideration that those goaltenders are pretty defenseless down there. And Norman Rochefort came right away to the aid of Grandt Fюr.
Looked a little stupid doing it. I mean, it just, to me, the whole thing was, you're out there wearing all that padding and so on. He was playing the puck.
Well, all teams do that when you get near the goaltender, don't you find?
Yeah, I find it. I find the whole affair is time-consuming.
Here's Canada on the power play. Bork firing it in for Goulet. Taco able to clear it away. Udela trying to work it free behind the net. Gets it over to Virta. Virta with a good play, but Bork held it in. Into the corner. Virta gets it again. Off the boards to Suominen, one-on-one against Murphy. Suominen shot off Murphy and wide of the target. Now Murphy breaks out on right wing. His pass to Haverchak. Haverchak trying to move in. He's checked, and then Berta flips it to center ice, and Bork has it there. 1:08 left in Finland's penalty. Ray Bork over to Murphy. Canada changing on the fly as Murphy hits Messье. Messьe to Murphy. Over to Gretzky. Back to Murphy. Murphy shooting. Bad save by Taco. Now Coffey pokes it in, but Berta intercepts and feeds Suominen. Back to Berta. Trying to center. Berta had a whack at it, but Coffey cleared it away. Canada still in a power play. 37 seconds left in Finland's penalty. Coffey breaking out. Flips it in, and Siren feeds Hagman. Hagman with only Coffey back. Shoots, and Fюr came out and made the save, and Gretzky drops it back. Fюr gives it back to Gretzky, who feeds Proppp. Now to Hartsburg. 18 seconds left in Finland's penalty. Hartsburg wide with that shot. Digging in is Proppp. Couldn't get it. Gretzky knocks it down, but Hagman then drops it back. And Granstrand feeds Jari Kurri. Here's Kurri feeding it in. Finland back at full strength now. But a lead pass to Tokket for Canada. Has Proppp with him. The Philadelphia connection, but it's intercepted this time by Granstrand. Now Hartsburg trying to hold it in. He couldn't. And Paul Coffey feeds it up on right wing to Gretzky. Gretzky stick handling beautifully. Back to Coffey. And that's intercepted, and Finland gummed to center but overskated. Coffey shoots it back in. Shot right back out by Siren, and Fюr has to come out and beat Makela to it. Makela now trying to beat Skriko. Skriko tied up by Patrick. Now loose in front and whacked at and shot wide by Skriko. Skriko upended by Rochefort. Rochefort trying to freeze it there and does, and then they whistle it down because of a hand pass. 1:13 left in the period.
Well, you talk about your surprises. I guess Normand Rochefort is a surprise to some people, in much the same way that we've mentioned a couple of others who have come along in this camp. But Rochefort turned up last year at Rendezvous when they had some injuries on their defense and wound up making the Rendezvous 87 team last winter. So then he turns up here and turns up to make this team as well. And I thought Serge Savard had a very interesting thing. He says, take a look at the record of the Quebec Nordiques when Normand Rochefort is not in their lineup. When he is out with injuries, and he's had a few of them over the years, he says he is very sorely missed.
Serge is a big booster of Rochefort. Of course, the Canadians play the Nordiques so often that he'd know him well, and he says he's a good one, and he alerted Keenan and the coaching staff to that. Keep an eye on him, they said. There's going to be a penalty to Canada now, as Bork will go. Delayed penalty at center to Berta. Now to Jutila. Over to Ruutu. Ruutu centered. Shot wide from the slot by Hagman. Delayed penalty coming up at Finland with great puck control here. Back to Jutila. Shooting. Fюr the save, and now Tokket gets possession. Now the delayed penalty to Bork with 39 seconds left here in the second period. Canada leading 4-1, but Bork to the penalty box, and Canada will be shorthanded.
A tough kind of a penalty to be called right at the side of the net. Somebody went down under some checking right there. Bork is the guy who's going off. This coming with 39 seconds remaining in the period. Watch the lower left of the screen on the replay when we get it.
Canada's penalty number 7, Raymond Burke.
All right, watch the upper left. It's right at the side of the net. There it is, the check. Well, a little bit of extra push there from behind. Sent the player down. Makela cross-checking.
So Finland with their only goal in this game via the power play, with Hagman, Tikkanen, and Kurri up front. Ruotsalainen is 1-point man, Jutila the other. But Canada comes up with it, and Patrick blasts it off the boards. The link to the ice. This is Timo Jutila, number 7, leaving it for Ruotsalainen. Back to Jutila. Return to Ruotsalainen. Ruotsalainen, number 29. Back of the net. Hagman couldn't control it. Hartsburg clearing it. Jutila held it in, but Hartsburg follows up, gets it again, and clears it out of there. 7 seconds left in the period. Finland, Ruotsalainen to center. Checked by Sutter, and that ends the second period. Canada will be shorthanded for the first minute and 22 seconds of period 3.
Well, the score is 4-1. Canada is maintaining a lead here. The game is getting better as it goes on. A little more action, I think, from Finland in this period. Their game is sharpening up, but I thought through the last 5 minutes of the second period, Canada also picked up its play and is beginning to look sharper than it has throughout this tournament so far. Canada outshot Finland 17-13 in the period, so they have a total of 38 shots to 25 for Finland so far through 2 periods.
The score after 2, Canada 4, Finland 1. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. The full line of rugged, hard-working, hard-playing pickup trucks. Who could ask for anything more? Second period summary saw Dainin score for Canada at 2:49. Ruutu with that power play goal for Finland to narrow Canada's lead, but then Messье at 13:15 to give Canada the 4-1 lead. Shots on goal in the game so far, Canada 38 and Finland 25.
Well, looking back on my score sheet here, Dan, and one thing I noticed over a period of time, if we hadn't had that terrible period by Grundstrand, and I hate to pick on one player because quite often there are others that lead the way, but he made that bad clearing pass that led the way to the Dainin goal. He gave away a puck right inside the zone to Gardner. Got caught up ice on the Messье goal. But then you look back at the scoring chances in the second period, and the interesting thing about it was, and it's a statistic that Team Canada keeps very closely, especially Mike Dainin, and that is that they have the Mike Keenan rather. They've had the edge Finland has in that period. I'm thinking of Makala early on in the period, made a great play that Fюr made a big save on. Ruotsalainen at the 6-minute mark, and again, Fюr had to come up very big. There was a 3-on-1 while Canada was on a power play. Corey completely messed it up after he got over the line, but Canada had made a big mistake right there. But the Grundstrand mistakes have completely eliminated any chance for Finland to get into this game. They're trailing 4-1, and I have a feeling now that Canada can coast on home with this one.
You look at Kari Taco, the goaltender with the Minnesota North Stars, and the goaltender tonight. They talked about probably going to alternate goaltenders, Taco and Jarmo Milos. But the thinking was that even though Taco played the first game, he'd play this game tonight because of his experience against the Gretzkys and these snipers on Team Canada.
Well, a grand total of 38 shots on him through 2 periods. I'd have to say he's done his job. He was the most valuable player in the U.S. game in Hartford the other night, and I think he'll probably be the Finnish MVP again tonight.
Now, right from the face-off, a little bit of an altercation, and we're going to get penalties, I believe, against both teams, at least against Jari Kurri of Finland, the team captain of Finland. And yeah, Team Canada player will go with Jari Kurri, Norman Rochefort, number 5. The attendance here tonight, 9,624. So penalties against both teams right here. By the way, all penalties in Canada Cup rules must be served. The International Ice Hockey Federation does not use the coincidental minor or coincidental major penalty rules.
Remo Bork, by the way, is in the penalty box already. He's starting the period and has now a minute 16 remaining penalty. So Finland is on the power play.
And the more dangerous variety, 4 against 3. Canada has Messье out there as its only forward. Now we're ready as Ruutu, who has scored the only goal for Finland, steps in against Messьe, and Messьe swipes it right down the ice. This is Ruotsalainen, number 29. To Ruutu. Firing it around onto the other side. Digging in, Jutila. Number 7, Jutila. To Ruutu. Over to Ruotsalainen, back to Jutila, return to Ruotsalainen. Back to Jutila. Ruutu to Rudila to Ruotsalainen, wide on the short side. Canada playing that diamond penalty killing situation superbly, at least until that point. Now Ruutu Back on the point. Back to Ruutu again. Side of the net to Tikkanen, and Fюr came out and made the save, and then it's cleared out of there by Canada. Here's Ruutu. Sweden on a 4, or Finland on a 4 against 3 power play. Tikkanen centering one across to number 7 Jutila. Now to Ruotsalainen. Weak shot handled by Fюr and cleared by Mёrfi. The length of the ice.
Well, that expired the power play situation.
Burk is back on, so now the penalties to Curry and Roche were the only ones on the clock. Each team a man short. Here's Makela. Weak shot. Fюr took no chance as he held onto it with Skriko cutting in front of the Canada goal.
Well, I'd like to remind you that the Labatt player of the game for Finland will receive the new Canon EOS autofocus that never misses. They stop the game with the only autofocus camera quick enough to capture all the action. The Canon EOS, more than autofocus, more than ever.
Head coach Reno Corpi trying to get his charges going. They lost to the United States in their opening game 4-1. They're losing here to Canada early in the third 4-1. Brent Sutter out on the ice for this face-off against Mikko Makela. They're, of course, New York Islander teammates in the wintertime. Face-off won by Finland. Berta trying to center, but Sutter is there. Sutter feeding Coffey. Paul Coffey shoots. Taco the save. Didn't know where the rebound was, but Gronstrand picked it up. And they're going to rule he closed his hand on the puck. Or knocked it ahead and then picked it up, and we got a stoppage in play.
Well, there's Kari Taco. And there's his general manager, Lou Nanny, off in the crowd there. And the Manning crowd, as we call it, I suppose, here in Hamilton, all 9,624 of them. And I think he's quite happy with the way his goaltenders played so far. Here's Paul Coffey leading the way. Boy, he has skated well in this tournament. Maybe the best I've seen him skate in over a year. He had so many problems with his skates last year and getting his season going until the playoffs, of course. But he has really been freewheeling here. That part of his game has been going well.
Back miseries for much of last year bothered Coffey. Team still a man short. 7 seconds left in those penalties. Here's Canada as Gretzky tried to feed Goulet. Now Blomqvist at Finland's blue line. Blomqvist breaking away. Checked on the play. Now Curry getting the puck. Here's Jerry Curry. Team's back at full strength. Drop pass back. And the shot up high by Helminen off the glass. Gretzky over to Coffey. And Coffey feeds it into center ice. Picked up by Gretzky. Has Goulet with him. Gretzky shoots off the post and into the corner. Suominen for Finland. Checked by Tokket. Centered, but Blomqvist is there to intercept. Now Coffey into the corner to Gretzky. Over onto the other side to Goulet. Now to Tokket. He can't get it centered. Michel Goulet to Gretzky. Gretzky in front to Goulet. Big save, Taco. On the deflection by Goulet on a perfect setup by Gretzky. Here's Coffey for Canada to Hartsburg. Flipping it in, Ruotsalainen, number 29, back to get it. Now to Jari Curry. Broken up. Curry gets it once more to Ruotsalainen to Curry. Curry letting a long shot go. Here's Tikkanen shooting, pad save, and quickly the rebound cleared by Burk. Canada trying to get it out of there. Ruotsalainen held it in. Now Coffey back in the corner. And Coffey flips it into center ice. Siren, number 8, going back to pick it up. Siren from the Pittsburgh Penguins to Ruotsalainen. Now to Curry. Now into center ice to Ojanen, who shot it in. Tikkanen barging in, couldn't get it, and it's cleared out of there by Canada. Ruotsalainen back to get it. Here's Dainim getting a loose puck and firing it in. Canada with a 4-1 lead. Rochefort at the point. Rebound to Dainim. Dainim centered. It missed Propp. Held in by Rochefort. To Mario Lemieux. Mario Lemieux on the boards. Losing it. And Ruutu clears it over onto the other wing to Tikkanen. He can't get it up. And now Ruotsalainen fires it into center ice. Here's Dainim. Upended, and Finland take over. And back they come with Skriko. He's knocked off the puck, and Canada's Dainin cleared it to center. Verta for Finland. Over to Jutila. Long pass to Skriko, who dumps it in. Here's Ruutu, and he's knocked down by Dainin. And Kevin Dainin starts back. Rochefort picks up the loose puck. He played it off the boards. Jutila going back to get it, but Taco cleared it to Makala. Back to Jutila. Canada's Sutter in for checking, but Finland come out of there, and here's Mikko Makala to Christian Ruutu. Dumping it in is Ruutu. Messie back for Canada. Here's Mark Messie. Speed and strength. On number 11, Messie. To Sutter. Knocked away by Taco. Messie again. To Coffey. Shot blocked. Messie there to pick it up. And Canada control near their own blue line. Murphy to Coffey. Here comes Paul Coffey. To Claude Lemieux. Trying to center it across, and that's intercepted by Helmanen. Helmanen starting back. Lead pass to Gronstrand. Murphy cleared it away, and here comes Messie. Messie in, shoots, and that went off a stick into the corner. He was tied up by Blomqvist. That's Blomqvist now tying up Sutter on the play. Sutter continues to battle. Kicked it loose, but Suominen is there to poke it out for Finland. And Burk has to go back for Canada. Canada with a 4-1 lead. We approach the 7-minute mark here in the third period. Dumped in by Goulet. Now Gretzky back of the net, centers. Goulet couldn't get it, and Curry feeds it to Tikkanen. Long shot. Fюr kicked out his left leg. Now Burk being checked by Tikkanen. Poked it. Held in by Finland, and now Tokket has it for Canada. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Finland with Hagman. To Curry. Back to Hagman. Matty Hagman centering. Shot. Fюr the save. Big rebound, and it was knocked away by Burk. And Canada's Hartsburg now carries up. Hartsburg. Over across the line. Tokket moving in. Centered to Goulet. Never got the shot off. And Ruotsalainen breaks out. Here's a pass to Curry. Curry shot one. Rebound. Rochefort stopped the first one. Fюr the second. Here's Curry again. To Jutila. Shot blocked by Rochefort in the slot. And Canada comes up with it, and Patrick clears it to Propp. And Brian Propp shoots it into center ice. Curry. Dropped it back. Gets it back again from Verta. Cleared it in, and Rochefort back to pick it up. Rochefort for Canada. Into center ice to Propp. Now to Mario Lemieux to Propp. Centered one off escape. And Finland come back 3-on-2, led by Ruutu. Ruutu trying to flip it through, and it's knocked away into the corner by Grandt Fюr. Canada come back. There's Gartner trying to move in. He was checked, in Finland flip it back out to center. A lot of play run in the neutral ice area.
Well, you're getting your work in about 5 minutes now without a whistle.
And not much happening either way.
No.
Which is fine with Canada with a 3-goal lead. It's Finland that has to open things up. Here's Murphy at his own blue line to Mario Lemieux. Sliding it in. Taco out of the net. Into the corner. Canada trying to center. Here's Brent Sutter. Sutter back of the net to Mario Lemieux. Flipped it in front. Sutter over to pick it up. Now on the boards. Here's Mario Lemieux. Into the corner. Knocked away, and Brent Sutter has it. Couldn't get a shot off. And breaking out for Finland is Helmanen, number 18. His pass to Suominen. Suominen, number 25, spins around. Flipping it back of the net to Helmanen. Canada trying to clear it. Sutter couldn't get it out, but now picked up and cleared by Hartsburg. Too far for Messie. Down the ice it goes, and icing called against Canada. This is the Labatt
Canada 10-5, but then you don't get the feeling that they're doing anything out there. Shots are coming in from a long distance out. They're not really getting in on Grantt Für at all. And as I said, beginning of this period, it looked like we're just going to be coasting through to the end of this one. Canada is just kind of holding back and just coasting through here.
Yannon from the face-off, but Rochefort broke that up and cleared it into center ice. Ruotsalainen dropping it into his own zone to Granstrand. Cleared out, stolen by Gretzky. Gretzky for Canada, trying to center. And that's knocked away by Finland's defense. And here's Jari Kurri. Got it to center. Carried back in by Dainin. Dainin taken out by Siren. And now Tikkanen has it. Feeding it to Kurri. Kurri breaking in. Kurri off the boards to Tikkanen. Tikkanen centering one, and that's intercepted, and back comes Kevin Dainin, number 14. Dainin couldn't get around the defenseman Jutila, who clears it to Tikkanen. Hartsburg back for Canada. Canada playing much better defensively tonight than they did in the Canada Cup opener against Czechoslovakia. And they've held Finland to just one goal to this point. Here's a centering pass. Broken up, and then Goulet upending the Finnish player, and he got away with it as Skriko limps away. And now some stick swinging on the far side. Dainin into it, I believe, with Ojana. And the linesmen have to keep everyone separated there. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Finland bench. They may have a territorial edge here, but they're not getting to the net.
Here's Ruutu getting ready on a face-off. Deep in Canada's zone. Ruutu wins the draw from Lemieux to Perta. Over to the other side, and then Bork intercepts and cleared it out for Canada. Missed big Mario Lemieux at the pass. Down the ice it goes, and it's Mike Gartner in there in the corner, bashing people around and flipping it behind the net. Perta loses it. Gartner trying to get it in front, cleared away by Taco, and then shot out by Finland. Going back to get it, Canada. 9 minutes left in the third period as Hartsburg feeding it to Ray Bork. Bork to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux stick handling, in on goal. Put it right on the goal line, but couldn't get it in. Now Gartner a shot. Taco robs Mike Gartner. Two great chances. First Lemieux, then Gartner. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Want to see an artist at work? Watch this. Don't have to say too much. Look at the move. And the chance. He nearly put it in. And then Gartner had a great chance himself.
All right, that was Mario Lemieux at work. Back to the live action. Järvi trying to center it for Granstrand. He fires it around onto the boards. Coffey trying to clear it. Loose in the Canada end of the rink, and here comes Gretzky with Coffey and Goulet. To Coffey, to Gretzky, to Goulet. Taco a sprawling. Great save on Goulet. Held in by Tokket. Gretzky couldn't get anywhere, and back comes Järvi, but that's called back on an offside pass. 8:01 remaining in the third period. This is the Labatt.
Here in Sweden, with great mounds of money coming his way, and in between he played on a Stanley Cup winner in Edmonton.
Here's Jari Kurri, who also played on that Stanley Cup Edmonton Oilers squad, firing it in. Cleared away by Fюr. Back after it and clearing it out is Patrick into center ice, but Messье checked from behind by Kurri, and it's dumped back in. Rochefort off the boards to Lemieux, giving it to Ruotsalainen, firing it back in. And here's James Patrick. New York Ranger defenseman James Patrick to Rochefort. He couldn't clear it. Patrick has to hustle back, get some help from Fюr, and Fюr cleared it into center ice. Finland trailing by 3 with just over 7 minutes left in this game. Here is a lead pass to Ruotsalainen, firing it in. Now held in at the other point by Blomqvist. Now they rule it came outside the line, and it's offside. 7:04 remaining. This is the Labatt Canada Cup period with Ron Roosh. I'm Dan Kelly, and right from the face-off, it's flipped up into the crowd. And we'll do it over again at Team Canada's blue line.
We'll keep waiting for somebody. Van took that one in the shoulder. Doesn't feel a thing with a puck for a souvenir. Just waiting for somebody to take over, Dan. It hasn't happened yet. It will, of course. There'll be one or two players that start to manifest themselves and show that they're going to be stars in this series. It wasn't until about, well, the tag end of the opening round that we saw Tonelli and Sutter start to take over the last Canada Cup.
Here's Ruutu for Finland. Firing a long one. Fюr handles it and quickly cleared it out to Gartner. Long pass to Lemieux. Big Mario from the Pittsburgh Penguins tipping it in. Propp in to get it. Mario Lemieux in the corner trying to get it to Propp. Lemieux does center it, but Makela intercepts. Mikko Makela, number 24, taken out by Bork, and it's fired back up by Hartsburg. Propp to Lemieux. Mario Lemieux cutting in. Fake, shoots, hit the post. This time did Lemieux. He had Taco completely beaten and rattled it off the post. Back comes Makela. Tied up by Bork, and Bork will get a penalty here. Delayed penalty coming up as Gronstrand gives it over to Blomqvist, back to Gronstrand. To Bork, and now Bork will go to the penalty box for Canada. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Well, somewhere through all of that, Ray Bork picked up a holding penalty. Our eagle-eyed truck apparently has spotted it. We certainly did. And now we do. That's holding.
Maybe he wasn't as bad a call as I thought.
Yeah.
And Schubert didn't have an instant replay to help him. Puck cleared away by Canada. Finland trailing by 3. Less than 6 minutes to play. They're on a power play. Here's Jari Kurri. Flipping it through. Tikkanen couldn't get anywhere. Finland has to regroup, and Ruotsalainen, number 29. Feeding it into center ice to Hagman. Now over to number 7, Jutila. Into Hagman. Matty Hagman, number 20, the veteran. Dropping it to Jutila. Back to Hagman. Hagman to Kurri. Kurri back on the point. Ruotsalainen. Into the corner to Hagman. Back to Ruotsalainen. To Hagman again. Side of the net to Tikkanen. Centering. Jutila wide open. Waited too long. Never got the shot off. Here's Ruotsalainen. To Jutila. Over to Hagman. Back to Ruotsalainen. Canada playing the box perfectly. Hagman's shot blocked by Rochefort. Tikkanen trying to get it to Hagman, and does. Back to Tikkanen. Good puck control, but the front of the net has been clogged up. Now Ruotsalainen gets a shot away. That was on target. Fюr had to make the save, but great penalty killing by Canada.
Well, there's nothing happening. They're going around and around outside in the perimeters. You're not going to get much of a scoring chance. They've got to attack the net a bit. They haven't done it at all tonight.
Haven't played very aggressively as the puck now flips up over the glass as Kurri and Copy collide.
Well, we're going to be with you all the way, and some of the games coming up on the Canada Cup tomorrow night, August 31st. The United States will be meeting Sweden. Regina, Saskatchewan. Soviet Union versus Czechoslovakia. That'll be, and always is, a great hockey game. Fans in Regina getting ready to enjoy that one.
Fans here in Hamilton tonight, over 9,000. Canada with a 4-1 lead. At the point, Berta holding it in to Ruutu. He's checked, and Skriko gets it back of the net. Now to Ruutu again. 8 seconds left in Canada's penalty. Makela, number 24, couldn't get around Copy. Makela trying to center. Tipped away by Murphy and cleared by Messье. Bork is back on. Canada killing it off very ably. Here's Makela. 3:45 left. 4-1 Canada. Makela leaving it there to Skriko. Skriko taken out by Murphy. And it's Messье to Brent Sutter. Over to Messье. Canada on the attack. Here's Messьe with some fancy stick handling. Dropping it to Hartsburg. Shoots one. Taco the save. Hartsburg again to Copy with a bullet off the target. Rebound out in front, dropped back by Goulet. Coffey shot. Goulet a whack at it, that went wide. Here's Sutter into the corner. That's Messьe, can't center it. Taco knocks it away. And clearing it is Rutu, but it's held in by Hartsburg. Now breaking out, Skriko. A poor pass that Coffey's able to intercept. Headmanning to Gretzky, leaving for Goulet. Centers. Chance for Tokket, but that was broken up, and Berta cleared it away. And here's a 3-on-2 break for Finland. Helminen dropping it to Suominen. He just got it into the corner, and it's quickly cleared out of there by Canada. Gretzky now with a break with Tokket. Gretzky on his knees, the pass to Tokket, but intercepted. Suominen right back for Finland. Leaving it for Järvi. In front for Blomqvist, couldn't control it. Finland trying to make a centering play, but Hartsburg has it all bottled up. Now gets some help from Tokket. Tokket flipping it on the boards. Held in by Suominen. Now back on the point. Blomqvist shot. Fюr an easy save. 2 minutes remaining as Burk cleared it to center for Canada. And Wayne Gretzky moves in with Burk. Pass to Burk. Burk put it right through the crease, just wide. Tikkanen back for Finland. Into center ice. Here's a shot right on. Fюr made the save on the Finnish player. Burden held on. 1:40 remaining.
There's a rather beleaguered fellow. 54 shots he has faced already with 1:40 remaining in the game. And that is what, 90, almost 100 shots in 2 games now, and he's given up 8 goals. That's not bad.
Here's Ojanen on a face-off, winning the draw, but Murphy is there for Canada. Puck went off the linesman, and Canada has to regroup. Mario Lemieux with Murphy and Coffey backing it up. Coffey just cleared it away. Here's Tikkanen with Murphy in the corner, and Mario Lemieux gives it to Coffey. Coffey to Propp into center ice. Now Coffey clearing it away, and going back to get it is Siren. He played it off the boards down the ice. We're down to 1:10 remaining. Larry Murphy to Paul Coffey. Firing it into center ice to Mike Gartner to Mario Lemieux. Couldn't get it, and Ruotsalainen knocked it away. We're in the final minute of this game. Canada with a 4-1 lead. Here's Gary Curry breaking into Tikkanen. Tikkanen back to Curry. Curry tied up, and Mario Lemieux will clear it off the boards into center ice. Ruotsalainen back to get it. Long pass. Curry deflects it. Fюr grabbed it. And Brent Sutter cleared it away. Messьe checked by Tikkanen. And Finland dump it in, but they have not had enough offense to test Canada tonight, Ron.
Well, it just is really the lack of aggression, just the failure to get in close on Grant Fюr, given an opportunity to make the saves.
Claude Lemieux for the Montreal Canadiens controlling. 15 seconds left. Lemieux able to get it out into the center ice area, and then it's fired down by Sutter. And going back is Berta, number 23, with 5 seconds left. And Canada about to win its first in this 1987 Canada Cup. It's over, and Canada 4-1 victors here over Finland. Canada with a win and a tie now in 2 games in this tournament.
Well, they played it out, Dan. That's all they did. It was 4-1 at the end of the second period, and it wound up 4-1 final score. There was no scoring. There were a couple of good shifts. I thought the shift of the tournament so far was a shift that Mark Messьe had around the 6-minute mark of this period. He made some great rushes, made some great chances. He also made some great checks. It was one of those things. But we're still waiting for somebody to start to take control of this hockey game, to take control of the team and start to provide the leadership on the ice. There's got 23 leaders out there, and we just have to see who eventually is going to be the person who takes over.
Canada 4, Finland 1. The final score here. Canada with a win and a tie now, and we're going to the center ice area for our closing ceremonies with PA announcer Claude Mouton.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present the Labatt Player of the Game Awards, we would like to invite at center ice from Labatt, Ontario Brewery, Mr. Jim Steele, And from the Canon Camera Company, the National Account Manager, Mr. Paul Mather. The Labatt Player of the Game for Team Finland, Kari Takko. The Labatt Player of the Game for Team Canada, Kevin Dainein. Hockey Canada and Labatt's thank you for your attendance and invite you to continue to follow Labatt
So the
Canada Cup 87.
Canadians have a win and a tie. 4-1 the final score.